Hello all, well here I am from Perth, Western Australia. For those of you who know me, this is my place of birth. Right now though, I'm about 50 miles south of Perth in a beautiful rural suburb, if you like, called Serpentine, where my good friend Paul lives. And what we're looking at today is a 1968 Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, finished in the beautiful colour of garnet with fawn Connolly hides. So not only is this car a spectacularly nice example, but a very, very special car to me. So the story, which I want to share with you, when I was 9 or 10 years of age, some of you may have read this on my website, I was living at home with my parents, of course, and the next door neighbour had a very wealthy relative. It was a Sunday morning, and I recall so well this Rolls-Royce, a Silver Shadow, pulling up on the front lawn, going across to have a look as a young boy. You also got to remember, in Australia there were, and still aren't, very many Rolls-Royces. And this was the first one I ever seen, the first Rolls-Royce, and I was absolutely amazed by this car. Blown away would be the word. So much so, I remember sticking my head in the window and smelling the leather and the carpet, the wood, all the beautiful chrome finishes, stainless steel. I remember going home to my mother, who never really was a car person, and actually telling her that this car that I'd just seen looked like an antique piece of furniture on wheels. That was my way of describing it. And it was the Silver Shadow, this event where I saw the car for the first time, that triggered off my love for Rolls-Royces. The seed, if you like, that was planted, that made me fall in love with Rolls-Royce, and it was the start of a lifelong passion which sees us with Parkward Motors today. And the punchline to this story is that the car you're looking at today is in fact the very same car that I saw some 50 years ago. I'm so proud to share that I've purchased this car and it's mine. And even now I have to pinch myself that it actually is mine. The great part about the story as well is I started tracking this car down several years ago, and I was thrilled to find out that the owner was the very same owner when I saw the car 50 odd years ago. So they had bought this car when I was about 2 years old and owned it for all the remainder of its life. So pretty much, not quite, a one-owner motor car. Interior is just delightful. Beautiful fawn leather upholstery. And this is a car that was never let or allowed to be decayed. It was just maintained its entire life. So it's had restoration over the years, but as part of maintenance, but not a car that kind of became dilapidated and then fixed up. I mean, look at the leather, the wood. The wood was refinished at some stage because it's just kind of, in the nicest way, too beautiful to be original. The same again inside there. Look at this, 96,000 original miles. Of course, no dispute on the mileage because we have the full history. Just an absolutely stunning motor car, and so special to me. Imagine that, being able to buy the car that you saw 50 odd years ago, and in my case, the very car that triggered off a love, a passion, a lifelong passion, which brings us Parkward today. This is my friend Paulie. He's on the phone. Say g'day, Paulie.
G'day, everyone.
Paulie lives up here in Serpentine, and this car is going to be kept in his custody and care whilst I'm back in the US. The car will never come back to the US, and I might add, will never be sold, so please don't ask, but more than happy to share information about it. Alright, most of you know me by now. For those of you who don't, Rod Sala, and I can always be found on park-ward.com.